Hello and welcome to the Gauntlet Hangouts. This is the third of 3 sessions of Pasión de las Pasiones, which is a RPG of Latino telenovela drama. It comes from Magpie Games. It's currently in an ashcan version. I think they're working on having a bigger version. They're going to maybe kickstart that. I've heard rumor of that later this year. We are playing with a slightly different version of the rules since that ashcan came out. The designer has made some changes, strongly for the better. The game has gotten better with each iteration, and I'm loving this particular version. It's doing what I want the game to do. And we have a dynamite crew. We had 2 new characters appear last time, and naturally work themselves in, and we have a returning character from the first session who wasn't here last time, and we've got lots of irons in the fire, but I'll come back to what all that plotting is. Anyway, this is part of the Gauntlet Hangouts, as I mentioned. You can find out about more about that online gaming community at gauntlet-rpg.com. If you've watched my other videos, you will have noticed that the camera aspect is different. That's because Google blew away my camera settings. So that is why it is like this right now. It will not be, if I have my way, after this. So this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see all the garbage in this room. Lots of Persona-based garbage in various places, though. Anyway, we are going to start. I want everybody to give, like, once you tell us who your character is, like, imagine that there was a commercial package, like they did a focused commercial on your character, and they did a voiceover to describe who your character is, you know, to try and play up this show. Jim, what will be the 30-second commercial we'd see for El Cazador Carmisi?
Well, the Netflix trailer would show a fresh-faced young boy scrubbing floors in what is clearly some kind of youth home. We would see a sign outside that indicates that it's an orphanage. And one of our other characters would come in looking much younger than he does on the show, and kind of, you know, talk to one of the nuns there and then point at me. You know, I would be brought to the gym where I would wrestle some other boys. And because I won, he would take me away. And then we would see just like little, like 3-second flashes of me, you know, training to be a wrestler and then becoming a wrestler. And then like the series of like bad jobber humiliating defeats, just a string of them that I endured because that was my job, was to put the other wrestlers over and make them look good. But I was so grateful to not be in the but clearly I was very grateful for this opportunity, and, you know, went after it with the best of my ability to eventually rise to become the Crimson Doormat, which was the wrestler that the other wrestlers got to step over on their way to the top, but I was grateful for it.
And that probably package would end with the shot of you crashing El Sangre de la Puma through a table last time, and with that being the big change moment for your character. Maximo, what is the character focused 30-second commercial we have for your character?
I think it would probably start with Maximo being fairly young and, you know, looking up to his father a lot, and as his father is at wrestling shows, running things, and he's always Maximo is always in the background, you know, watching and learning from his father. And I think this is like a bunch of quick cuts with, in between each cut, Maximo also posing in the mirror, like looking very nice and always dressed up, exactly like his dad. And then I think there's also a cut at some point where his father's no longer there, and now Maximo is in his place, ordering people around and taking over control of this wrestling organization.
Absolutely. And then we would probably see you sparring with Estrella, and taking over that battle, that tight embrace. We saw a couple of those last time, and then the pulling away. So we've got that sense of you. Estrella, what is the 30-second commercial for you?
So it's another one of those like quick cuts that's basically just like a summary of her entire story arc. And there's a scene of like her as a teenage girl, like from the barrio, and like she's got like the smudgy makeup and stuff that doesn't actually look like dirt, but is just there. And it's like played by the actress's daughter. And it's like from humble beginnings. And then it's like shows her wedding with Mr. Montenegro, and like how happy they are, like lounging by the vineyards and stuff. It's like to blissful happiness. And then all of a sudden it's like at his funeral and she's like sobbing by the coffin. It's like tragedy and hardship. And then it's like shows her like coming up and taking over the company. Like there's a boardroom scene where she's like yelling across the table. And it's like she's always fought for what she wanted. And then it shows like that scene where like she like was serving like the contract at Amor, and it's just like she's kept her hands on the reins and fought for what she's wanted. And then at the very end, it's just like there's that moment where we see like the thugs like looming over her daughter and stuff. It's like, but will she keep the keys to the kingdom? Find out tonight.
Excellent. And that brings us to Amor. Both Amor and Casador are they, them pronouns. I'm going to try and keep that straight. Amor, what do we see? What's your 30-second commercial?
All right. I think we see them like in the living room watching TV, watching the wrestlers, and then playing dress up, and everybody's applauding them, and then it just like fades into them into a ring, and it's a crowd that's applauding them. And then they walk out the stage door and like taking pictures of everyone, taking selfies, and then it's a red carpet and they're walking it and they're fabulous. And then like it's just twirling in front of the screen and wearing a lot of different outfits, and then it's like in the shadows looming over Vicente right before they threw the ball in his head. And I'm not gonna get out of this without a catchphrase. I'm gonna be like, love's not a game, it's a competition, and I'm gonna win.
Absolutely. And it is the shocking revelation that we had a bit ago was that despite all the twists and turns, it definitely appears, it definitely looks like you are the person who killed Vicente, despite our La Emplada, our poor young man who is on the run from the police, who has certainly been framed for that crime. Out there, we see a brief shot of him running through the weeds, and then Cristobal. Just to tell you what the situation, Estrella has control of the company. Amor has kind of gotten her themselves a central position. One of the jobbers has moved up and defeated one of the key heroes figures, the Technico, and taken their place. And there has been talk of a merger, literally and figuratively, between the company and Maximo's wrestling promotion, and that has gone back and forth. And in fact, tonight we're actually going to start with a roll by Maximo to see how his thugs do. But we'll come back to that. You were sent away for a while to work the outer circuits there, but now you've returned. And so, what is the 30-second commercial we see for you, Cristobal?
I think my commercial is like me in my prime with the company, like trying for like the undercard belt and like getting disqualified, getting my one title shot that Vicente promised me, and getting like screwed out of it by like some other like masked and unknown wrestler who came in and interfered, and then like cut to like a much older and slower Cristobal in this new Fed, getting the stuffing pounded out of him by these young violent luchas in the ring, and swearing that on Vicente's grave I will take my place in this company again.
Excellent. And we're maybe a couple of episodes down from the last one, which explains why Cristobal has come back onto the scene. Certainly, the Estrella's daughter, Eva, has been worked over by the thugs, but we'll see how well that went and what blowback there might be with the starting move in a bit. But first, we have the previously on. So everybody has to choose one of those. I'm going to go in that same order that I started with there. Cazador, what is the previously on we see from you? We see at the start of the show.
So, La Empleada has a last time on that is you intercepted a letter meant for someone else.
Oh.
Could this be a video that was meant for someone else?
Certainly. Who was it meant for?
Well, it was sent anonymously to the police chief, but my hacker friend intercepted it and entrusted it to me.
Oh, so this is Bruno. We see
Yes.
Bruno handing this tape to you.
It's totally a CD.
Okay.
You know, it's like on a but it, like in a jewel case, right?
Yeah.
And unlabeled. But it is video from a surveillance camera the night of the murder.
Excellent. Bruno hands it to you.
And and it was whatever. He's been monitoring communications and all this kind of stuff and everything, and he saw to it that the chief of police never received.
Yeah,
this
probably
video.
Detective Velasquez, who we've already seen. I imagine that Bruno's hand lingers, perhaps a moment too long on yours.
This is totally I didn't know where else to turn, kind of a moment. So, only the two of us can ever know this. So now this is a secret that we share. So
perfect. Maximo, what is your last time on?
I think I'm going to go with you showed someone a moment of tender weakness because of my moments with Estrella in the last episode. There was lots of moments of weakness shown, especially with me getting thrown off of a balcony. That's kind of a moment of weakness. But I think I opened up to her a few times.
So what is the scene that we didn't see last time that we see here at the start? What's another bit?
I think there's probably a scene maybe in between the country club that we were at and the ball that we went to, where we actually meet up for another tryst.
In a moonlit garden?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
And I think we're both away from, we both have, a group handling, of security or, bodyguards of some sort, because we're both important people. And I think we've somehow snuck away from them, almost like teenagers.
Excellent. I like that. Estrella, what is your last time on?
So the last time on is one of those things where it reveals it's a scene that aired like 7 episodes ago. So that's why, it's going to be more important this time. And it actually shows a previously unshown scene between Estrella and Cristobal, where it's just before he's leaving, and she slides a wooden box across the boardroom table, and when he opens it, there's like a small pearl-handled revolver inside, and she just says, "I trust that you will help me protect Vicente's legacy at any cost."
Nice. And Amor, what is their last time on?
I really like. I've been angling for this one since the first session, but I can't get it right. Like, you slammed your beautiful shiny car into something, but I don't know what. I really want to run over something.
Is it something? Is it someone? What do you slam it into?
I don't know. I was looking at the NPCs. I'm like, who can I involve in a car crash? I was thinking maybe I could have run over Adriana and Vicente's current wife and not told anyone.
Oh, I love that.
Oh,
I love that. And how did that happen? Does it look like an accident, or or does it look like it might have been deliberate?
Oh my God. I think since I've done a lot of deliberate stuff already, I'm going to say that this one is an accident. It's just that Amor is just so caught up in their own head. They're just this close to that meltdown that I want so much, that they're just talking on the phone. I don't care if you don't have the right shade of red. You make it a red. Bah!
Yeah, we see her caught in the headlights. She's got a drink in her hand. You're driving down the roadway of the estate, and you hit her, and we see a shot of her flying through the air, and then she crashes in the bushes. And
yeah, and it's like a super poorly made dummy. That's clearly a dummy flying through the
and do you drive off? Do you go and check?
Oh, I think we don't know yet.
Okay, so we don't know whether Amor actually checked
it
or not. Okay, that seems great. And then Cristobal.
I have an idea for something, but I want to run this. I want to run something by Robert. Because it sounds like the thugs are coming into play, and I would love to give those thugs like a half moment of screen time. When Cristobal has announced that he's coming back to the company to wrestle. If Maximo might sick the thugs on Cristobal. I have an exchange that I think would be like the perfect like on camera wrap up.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. And so like when the thugs corner Cristobal, and it's like this is like a 4-on-1 fight. This is not wrestling. But as they're like each in turn like trying to get their swipes in against Cristobal. I call out that if Maximo thinks this is what gives him power, he's nothing like Vicente. And I think maybe Carlos calls back. Maximo is exactly like Vicente. A scrap that I barely got out of alive.
Excellent. I like it. Maximo, we're going to start with you. I would like you to roll for your thugs. So let's look at that move and let's resolve what it is. Does it seem like beating up a young woman is an easy job for your thugs?
I mean, probably, unless she has some kind of protection.
No, I think so. And your crew is in good health. We haven't established them being injured. Yeah, I think you still get your own question. Are you taking control of the situation?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Then let's have you roll with that. So with the +3.
I got an 8.
You got an 8. So on a 7 and 9, your target chooses 1. I think that she's scrappy and puts up a fight, and I think where they were maybe you wanted to kind of make a point, they put her in the hospital, and so I think we do have that shot at the start of the episode of her, in the ICU with the oxygen thing attached and the machine that goes beep next to it, and so on. Maximo, why are you at the hospital? Are you here to make sure of the job? Are you here to pay your condolences, or what? Why are you there?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. That I'm there peacefully, to pay my condolences and to check up on her. I don't want to see her get too hurt.
Okay, and so the Ava, Estrella's daughter, is there, bandaged up. I think someone suggested that. So actually, we can't see if it's the same actress because they might not want to pay her for having to lay in the bed there. But who else is at the hospital when you visit, Maximo?
I mean, would it make sense for Estrella to be there?
Yeah. So Estrella, how do you feel about what's happened to your daughter?
Well, it's not just my daughter, because the dramatic cutscene is that like the curtain gets pulled back, and it's actually that Adriana and Ava are in the same room, and they're both bandaged up. That's it. And I just walk over to the nurse and or to the doctor who's there with his clipboard, some extra, and I'm just demand it's like, spare no expense. We will make sure that both of them recover. The Montenegros are stronger than this.
Oh, see, absolutely, Senorita. We will make sure we give them both the best of care. And he looks over because I believe Mr. Valentin is here.
And then turns around and says, Maximo, oh, you're here, and like runs over to him and does that thing where like collapses against your chest and breathes a heavy sigh. And it's like, I've been so worried.
I can't believe such a thing like this has happened. Our town used to be so peaceful. Our organizations used to, we never fought like this. And I think Maximo's also got like a get well soon balloon and like a little heart-shaped thing of chocolates. And he gives the heart-shaped chocolates to Estrella and then puts the balloon over by Ava.
Estrella like sets the chocolates down because of course she's on a diet and she can't eat those. But then like just kind of turns back and says, "Yes, I must find whoever did this. This is obviously a coordinated attack against the franchise. What's the word for franchise again?
Promotion.
The promotion, yeah. It's like, this is obviously a coordinated attack against the promotion. But if they think they can run me out, they've got another thing coming.
I promise you, I'll put the full might of my organization behind finding out who did this. Make sure that they never set hands on your daughter again."
And then she just goes over and like places another hand on your chest. It's like, I appreciate so much that you are here. And then like, because they're both like unconscious and in comas, like starts to passionately kiss you.
Oh yeah, and I think almost even like because both of them are in comas, we're like kind of almost even getting up on the bed a little bit. It's not like they're gonna wake up.
Yeah.
Estrella, do you want something? Are you expressing your love passionately?
I am. That is indeed what I'm doing.
Estrella, are you dressed to impress?
Severely tailored business suits.
And does Maximo believe you're single?
Oh, he knows he's got me wrapped around his finger, so of course.
And are you keeping your hands clean? I think maybe no, because you are making out in your injured daughter's hospital room.
It's not the best look, so
no. Let's have you roll.
That's a 6.
That is a 6. I think that you will see the door come open, and you will see the detective Velasquez kind of throws the door open and catches you two in an embrace and says, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt anything here."
No, of course, detective. And she like straightens her business suits and walks over, like tucking her hair back and everything. It's like, do you have information on the case?
Well, yes, we do. We found the car that hit your husband's wife, ex-husband's wife. Sorry, I should say that's the way to put it, isn't it?
It's immaterial. You found a car.
Yes, yes. You have a little red sports car, right? I just want to. That's my recollection, if I recall right.
No, but there is one attached to the promotion.
There is one, because it was not that car which hit Adriana, but well, we found some blood on your car.
She looks at Maximo and then back at the detective and basically like gets really flustered and
I'm sure the lab results will show that it's nothing. Perhaps you hit a deer?
in the city, detective?
Perhaps a coyote then. There are lots of coyotes and jackals around in our city these days.
Well, I certainly know some creatures who are willing to kill.
But we'll get this all cleared up.
I'm sure you will, detective. I must be going.
And we'll cut that scene away. Carmisi, where do we see you when we come to you? What's the scene? Where are you at? What are you doing?
I am in a corner of the gym, sheepishly, eyes wide like saucers, watching my childhood hero Cristobal Venegas work out.
He's older. He's our Triple H.
He's the reason I became a wrestler.
And so what is your regimen? What's striking about your regimen, Cristobal? What is the most photogenic part of it that the camera lingers on?
I think it's the close-up shot of the bar as Cristobal loads like one big metal plate and then another before like it pans up to his knee that he's got braced as he begins to lift it to lift this really significant weight up, like heavier than the weight of all the years in and out of the ring.
And you will see the trainer, Isadora. She comes over to where you're at, Carmisi, and she says, put that tongue back in your head. Just go talk to him. He's a normal person like you and I. He puts on his mask one tug at a time.
I couldn't. Since I was a child, I've admired him. There's no way. No.
She slaps you. She slaps you. Are you the new champion of the promotion or not?
Yes, I am.
Then go over there and make your mark.
I will. Thank you, Carmisi. And I walk over and I do that thing where I'm like striding over, but like about halfway there, and like with every step I'm kind of like getting a little more like just clearly nervous and like intimidated until I get there. And what are you doing squats? Are you doing bench or what?
Yeah, I think it's let's move it up to squats and like when you come over, I'll rack the bar and say I'll turn to like my personal trainer and I'll say why don't you take 5, and I'll turn to Carmisi.
Yes, Mr. Venegas. Okay.
And say hey, young blood, you spot me?
Mr. Venegas, it would be an honor.
No. It's either Cristobal or I need a sweet wrestler name. I didn't come prepared. La Tigre in the ring.
Well,
El Tigre, thank you.
Thank you.
Cristobal, yes, I'd be happy to spot you. I've used your workout routine since I was a boy. Once I was a string bean. Just these arms that you see, they were barely thicker than a broom handle, but it was thanks to your dedication, your knowledge of how to pursue perfection that I was able to raise myself up from my humble station.
Then you know what you must do. You must set yourself to the ultimate task. You must defeat me in the ring.
What
kind of champion steps down from a challenge? What better way to show yourself off as the new face of this company?
Are you demanding what you deserve?
I am demanding what I deserve.
So are you offering something of value in return?
Is that depends on whether or not the Crimson Doormat would think it valuable to beat their childhood hero.
So yes.
So okay.
You think
right.
yes or no?
Okay. No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
No, but if you were to say that's the only way I could be your tag team partner, now that would be offering something of value.
Oh. The American promotions used to do this whole rivalry thing that the belts didn't always need to change hands. It was more about getting the wrestlers into the ring together. And I don't know, there could be something to the new guard and the old coming together in this way. But we need to build it up first. We need to show that we need to show that you're on my level and I yours.
Go ahead and demand what you deserve.
Do you love me in this moment?
Oh my God, yes.
And are you handling things head on or without guile? Cristobal, do you have any ulterior motives here? Or are you absolutely sincere in this?
I know that I've seen Carmisi wrestle. They've got the goods. And yes, it's a way to put myself in the front of this promotion, but would Estrella even want me back if that's not what she wanted to do in the first place?
Okay, so I think that's head on. So let's have you roll with +3. There's almost no chance that could fail.
Cool.
Last night in Monster Hearts, the roller was not a friend.
That is a 13.
That is a 13. On a 10+, remove one of their options, and they choose one from that list.
So I am demanding that we wrestle, and I think the belt has to be on the line, right?
So
you cannot run away from this. You can either concede to me or you can escalate this.
Then sorry. Yeah. I kind of look at you and I think I look back at my trainer there, who kind of shoved me in that direction, and I'm sure she's like nodding, giving me the thumbs up. And I said, I could think of no higher honor than to defend the championship against you.
Probably see you two shake hands there at the close of that moment. Amor, Where are you?
That's a very fair question because I have a lot going on.
Yeah, what do you want to start with?
I think I'm gonna turn to Bruno because he's my getaway guy. He's the one person who can make sure I can come off scot-free with all the damage I've been causing.
And he says, I put the blood on her car, as you say.
Bruno, you're a lifesaver. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I'm gonna freak. Things are spinning out of hand.
I disposed of the other car, the promotions red car, but you're going to have to figure out an explanation for that.
I'll just say I totaled it or something.
Okay.
Okay. Now that's dealt with. You need to help me with the other thing. I mean, and Bruno's gonna be in a situation right now. Caçador is not answering my calls, and I need to get them back.
I haven't seen them in weeks, days even.
Can I accuse them of lying? Can I just?
Yeah, you can accuse them of lying. I assume this is private, so you don't have an audience.
Yeah.
Do you have evidence that they're lying, or it's just gut for you?
I think we've known each other, and now I'm pushing here, but I think we've known each other for a while, so I can tell when Bruno's lying. And Bruno's not a good liar; he's a computer guy.
Okay, I'll give you that, and I think you are the center of attention. So
That's
roll
such
with
an
a
easy
plus
question to
2.
hit. All right,
I
plus
say
3 because
plus
I'm
3.
obsessed.
Yes, you're obsessed right
Yeah.
now.
The perks of being close to a meltdown. Oh, nice. That's 9 on the dice. So, sweet 10 plus.
So choose 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the bottom 2 since the first one doesn't make sense. Like
So,
the other make
yeah,
a falsehood or marketization.
They are flustered. We see them knock things around, and the camera will pause briefly. As you may remember, last time we talked about Bruno having received this envelope from the police, looked at it and was shocked, but we never saw what it was. But we do see that envelope like fall to the ground, but we don't see what's in it yet. And then we see Bruno goes, yes, Caçador has been here. I've spoken with them. We love each other.
What? Oh, they slap him. They just slap him across the face, rings and all.
He falls back. He's not
You
built
betrayer!
wrestling slaps.
How dare you, Bruno? I trusted you.
Oh, God. You shouldn't do this. You don't know
What else have you been keeping from me?
What we have on you.
What you have on me? You have nothing on me. You did everything. You told me so.
Not everything.
And I think they're very acrobatic. So I think they put a high heel on his chest, like standing up. They put a high heel on his chest and they push him backwards. And they're like, "What do you have?"
I think I want you to strike out at them.
Will do. Maybe not off guard since I was already on a.
That seems right.
Yeah, and they wronged me big time.
Absolutely.
Still center of attention. That's +2 and +1 because I'm still raging from last time. I love being on a meltdown. All right, 9 on the dice again.
So you push them back against and crush that heel into them, and Bruno goes, "You were caught on video at the murder scene. Caçador has the video."
Oh my God. I think I'm going to mark a condition because I want to go into my meltdown, but I'm also going to take something from them. And I'm gonna get the envelope. I think I noticed that they're looking. Bruno's looking at the envelope and back at me while talking about the video, and I just like slowly pick it up and I say, "All right, there's one thing that he needs to take care of, and now I have another. Why do you keep looking at this, Bruno?"
There's no reason.
Why do you keep looking at this, Bruno?
And he goes, "Look for yourself."
All right, I'm gonna flip it in my hand. What's in it?
Okay. Oh no, you need to tell me what shocking revelation is in these papers. And I'm going to have you spend your La Madre.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, absolutely. Erase it here. There's two ways with this. I'll go with the revelation that Estrela's been holding out on, that I'm actually the child of Vicente. Or I could just introduce something new.
I love that the child of Vicente.
I'm running a little, if you have any idea.
The Vicente thing works because Bruno would have held it back from you because he
okay.
knew that you killed your own father.
Who tried to sexually harass me, which is all kinds of messed up. But yeah, that's gonna be the thing. I see the document that we talked about last time, where it's like my face and his face and like match written in big red letters, which no test ever does.
Right. And it's another copy of that.
Gonna,
somehow Bruno got the test.
Yeah. And I just like pull back in shock, and that can be my scene for now.
Estrella. After the hospital, sometime later, where do we see you?
I think that I have attempted to track down Cristobal.
Okay. Where would you find him?
I think this is actually still at the wrestling club where they were practicing, and I think it's one of those things where it's out on like the back patio looking out over the ocean, and he's got like a smoothie in hand or something after his post workout, and I just kind of like I storm in and I slide some papers across the table, and I say, someone is trying to run the Montenegros out of the I forgot what it's called again. Platform.
The promotion?
The promotion. I will remember that by the end of the episode. It's like, someone is trying to run the Montenegros out of the promotion. Not only have they attacked my daughter and whatever I want to call my ex-husband's current wife, but they're framing me for the attack on her as well.
Like between sips of smoothie, I'll take these papers in hand and I'll start looking through them. And this is like the what is this that you're handing me?
It's just like probably a report on like the blood type on the car matches matches Ariana's blood type or something like that.
Sure. Okay. I know that you will hate to hear this, but what would Vicente do about it?
And I just scowl and I snatch the smoothie from your hand and I take a deep sip of it and I just set it back down on the table and I say, Vicente would frame someone else. And I do know of certain someone who's been quite the thorn in my side.
And who is it? What must I do?
I don't think you'll like what I'm about to say. But I need you to find out where Amor was.
Oh, no. That is what Vicente would do. Put two dangerous people in the same place at the same time. sorry, go ahead.
Well, is this a move? Are you demanding something from Cristobal?
I think so. I think that like obviously there's this like moment of trepidation, and I like try to I yank the chair around, and I'm standing over Cristobal looking down at him, and I say, "Do not forget that it was Vicente who made you what you are today. And I stood by his side, and I helped you get there as well. You are like my son, and you must prove that you are loyal to the promotion."
So you're keeping your hands clean. Are you offering them something in return?
I mean, aside from like the emotional acknowledgement of like you are the right hand of this company, like, or the left hand that does the dirty work, that you are an integral part of this company. If that means something to Cristobal,
what do you think? Is Estrella offering you something of value in return for this task?
It's a value, and I don't want it, so yes.
Okay. And do you love Estrella in this moment?
I think I pity Estrella in this moment.
Okay. So just a +2, Estrella.
only a +2. Oh, which it's still a 10.
So you get to choose one of those that Cristobal cannot pick.
They cannot refuse.
They can run away or concede.
I don't have any conditions, but I also want to get I want to get in a scene with Amor while Amor is in a meltdown. So that seems like accepting this is the right way to go.
What is this? How do we see that on screen? What is the moment when we know that you've accepted?
When I reach back over when I reach back over to the smoothie that Estrella took away, and I grab it in my hand, and or I hold it in my hand, and I lean in very close, and suck the rest through the straw until it is and then I say, "It will be done."
And Estrella leans back and just says, "Good. I'll see you tomorrow for dinner."
Awesome.
And I think then we have to cut to your scene.
Well, actually,
oh yes, you've got a move. Would you like to activate that move?
I would. I try to only use it. I try to use this once per game. Use it judiciously, because otherwise it'd be too delicious to do all the time. But this is when I reveal that I've been secretly listening to a whole conversation. My keys to the castle employee moves. So I'm going to roll with the questions. Do I work here? Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
Am I dressed to blend in? Yeah, I am. Dressed like a wrestler, like everybody else in this place. And my character question is, am I in over my head? And I feel like I probably am.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm going to roll with +3 here and see what happens. 8 + 3 gets me to 11. So on a 7 to 9, I get away, but someone saw me. Pick who? On a 10+, I got away without being spotted, or I asked the conspirators a follow-up question, but somebody spotted me. Oh man, I want to get away clean.
Okay.
I want to have this info and not, yeah.
Excellent. So we see you behind the plant, slip back inside, the roar of the ocean covering your steps, and your brow furrowed, perhaps a little clouded there. Cristobal.
Oh, not just brow furrowed, but I just heard Cristobal agree to frame somebody, my hero. Like a single tear runs down one cheek as I realize that Cristobal is just as befouled as the rest of these terrible people.
Absolutely. pobrecito. So you may take the pobrecito card, Jim, and mark an XP. Cristobal, you wish to find Amor?
Oh, I think that I know how I could get Amor to come and join me, and that's that. Now that I'm back in the promotion, like, don't you always haze the new guy by taking them out drinking heavily? Question mark, Amor. What do you think about that?
Amor is always down for a drink.
So
And
kind
they're
of
in a drinky place.
so Amor, if Cristobal pushes on you, calls you, and suggests that a drink, do you go?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Cristobal has been out of for a while, and Amor really.
So what kind of drinking establishment would we see you in then, Cristobal? Is this an upscale bar? Is this at the estate? Is this a dive?
Oh, it's definitely a dive.
Okay.
It's like I think that it's a wrestler bar, right? Like folks from all the different promotions are like, everyone here can take a bump if they need to.
Okay. Yeah. Lots of weathered pictures on the walls from the last 100 years.
Right.
Framed photos and things. Lots of breakaway furniture. And cheap drinks.
If you can, the El Gigante special is if you can finish 36 within an hour and a half, then you don't have to pay for them.
Okay.
And yeah, so like when Amor arrives, and like I've got like several pictures already, like just like sitting on the table waiting for them, and that because of the place and because of the time and because I'm coming back to the promotion, like I just want to like it's it would be quote unquote hazing if I were actually the new guy, but like I know a lot of these people, like I've pinned and been pinned by a lot of these people, and so it's the formality of it. It would feel weird not doing it, right? And so when Amor gets there, like I think I just like take two of the pictures and like hand them one and toast them with the other, and say, why so glum? You're here to welcome me back, are you not?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not in the biggest party mood right now. I'm really just here for the booze. Yeah, you missed a lot while you were out of town. I mean, things are going downhill ever faster here.
That is what I hear. It's a dangerous time to be in and around the Montenegro family, I understand. Had you heard that?
Yeah.
Had you heard about what happened to Ava?
And I think I'm more like freezes up a little at that, and they say, "You mean Estrella's daughter? She was in an accident or something?"
And hospitalized with her own stepmother. Pity. But it was right here in this right here in the city, from what I heard. Struck by a car. As far as I know, they didn't get any physical evidence on the scene, but certainly someone would come forward with information.
Well, you know how it is. Cars are dangerous. People get hurt. Sometimes there's no one else around. Do you have point you're trying to get to? Are you invested in Eva's fate somehow?
We're all a kind of we're all a part of the family in the company, of course. Anyone
Some of us more than others.
Oh, is that a thing? I couldn't. I've tried to parse the moves here too. Someone did this some more, and don't you see that this would be a chance to do something for your employer, for a promotion, to get yourself ahead. You've found yourself so far down these last few months.
And as if I have some cards up my sleeve, as if I know something that I'm not telling you, Cristobal. Do you want to make an accusation of me?
You could.
You think I'm withholding something from you?
Or you could spot. What's your first step here?
I like the spot on this.
Okay.
I don't think that we've been intimate recently, which is a pity in any circumstance. We used to be so close. I don't think that I'm free of other distractions.
Right. And you are definitely not approaching this. So
flat roll.
Flat roll.
There we go. That's a 4.
So what is the thing, Amor? Is it the perfume? Is it something else? What is it that tells you that Cristobal has come here just from meeting with Estrella?
He has. Oh, I like the perfume. He has that distinct, acrid smell around his body. I see you've been laying with the dogs, Cristobal. Yeah, I'll enter. Or should I say the bitches?
Okay. Look, I wanted to spend some time with you. I wanted to see if you knew anything. But whatever you know must be drowned in your own image. So you've been so self-possessed, so obsessed with your own image lately that I don't know that I don't know that you would even recognize a friend who's been around, let alone someone who's been gone.
You have some nerve coming up to me with your self-righteous bullshit, Cristobal. You invite me to a fake party to investigate me for Estrella and accuse me of being a bad friend, of being self-possessed. You're the one who's being out of line, mister.
So, Cristobal, were you trying to strike out? To rise to that level for you?
No, because I want Amor to be able to.
Amor? What is your
I
intent?
was striking out.
Okay. Have you caught Cristobal off guard? I kind of don't think so. I think you've gone back and forth here. Have they just wronged you? I think yes.
Oh, yeah. He's supposed to be the good guy.
And are you the center of attention?
I mean...
Yeah. So with the bonus from your raging, go ahead and roll with +3.
Right. +2, no, because I didn't get him up.
Oh, that's right.
11 on the dice.
All right. Your strike lands, and you each mark a condition. On a 10+, you can take something from them, or avoid marking a condition.
I'm gonna check that extra condition and take something from them because I'm finally gonna melt down. I'm so excited.
Okay. So what is it you take from them?
That's a very fair question. What do you have that I could take from you, Chris?
I mean the
Take your mask. You have your mask on.
Oh yeah, no, I always have my mask, right? Like that's how you get into the wrestler bar. Like you put on the mask, you come in, then you get to take off the mask, right?
Do you take his mask?
Oh, I'm gonna take that mask. I'm gonna go. You think that that's okay? I'm gonna go like, you know what, Mr. Perfect Face, you don't deserve this, and I just rip it out and stomp out of the bar.
Awesome.
Maximo.
And I have something more actually. I think they
Oh, you wanna-
say. I think I'm off with a little delay.
I'm sorry.
What?
You cut out there. I can't. I couldn't hear what you said. You're cutting out a little.
Oh, I said I think I'm coming across with a little delay. Yeah.
We'll get him back in just a second. Yes. Last night, I swear, I would say more than 50% of the roles were 6 or less. Probably 2/3 of the roles from that session. Daryl, would you agree?
Yep.
Yeah, there was a lot of bad stuff that went down.
It was pretty traumatic, actually.
It was a good night for me in hard moves, so I will say that. Louise, can you hear us?
All right, I'm back.
So you had something you wanted to do as a tag onto the end of that scene?
Yeah, it was just like a stupid sentence. I think Amor just turns on Cristobal and says, "Well, thank you for something, Cristobal. You showed me I really have no friends in this town. I have one thing left here, and that's my love, and I'm gonna get it." And I just walk out with them.
Nice. Maximo, you will get a phone call. And essentially your secretary says, Mr. Valentin, there's a Sebastian Montenegro who wishes to speak with you.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and connect him to me. Put him on the line.
Valentin.
Yes. Do I know you?
You know me. I am Vincente's son.
Ah. Finally decided to call me, huh?
Look, my sister's in the hospital. My stepmother by her side. I think it's only...
I've heard.
Yes. It is only a matter of time before my stepmother decides that I need to be put out of the picture.
Yeah, it sounds like she's going on quite the rampage lately.
Look, I know things about the promotion. There are secrets that are buried there. Perhaps we can cut a deal.
Hey, I'm just a businessman. I'm all about deals. What is it that you want?
We have to meet quietly, out of the sight. I don't want her to know that I'm meeting with you. No one can know.
Well, I mean, you have to give me a little hint. I mean, if I'm going to come out and meet you, I don't just come out and meet anybody.
I have the recruitment records from the promotion, the tips, the budget numbers, and where the kickbacks are going.
All right. That sounds like a deal. I can come out and meet you.
Meet me tonight at the racetrack at midnight.
That sounds like a plan.
What would you do, Vincente? Or sorry, Valentin?
I think I would definitely,
who would you talk to? What would you do?
I would probably give my thugs a heads up that I'm going out to meet this guy.
Oh, that's not a good idea, boss. You can't meet with him. He's
Well,
a Montenegro.
you guys can come by. Just stay hidden. If anything goes down, put him down.
You sure about this?
Well, if he pulls anything on us, I mean, a lot of Montenegro's been going down lately. What's another one?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Any other preparations you want to make?
No, I think just my thugs is. I don't think I feel too threatened by this guy, and especially with the Montenegro family kind of almost in disarray at this point. I'm willing to come out.
Someone says, I heard that Amor and Cristobal got in a big row at the bar. Big fight.
What was that all about?
We don't know. Cristobal and they showed up and they talked for a while, and then my person says that they got into a shouting match, and Amor took El Tigre's mask and stormed out.
That's not like Cristobal. Usually he could defend himself, but maybe he got beat up a little bit at some point. Maybe he's not quite himself.
Maybe he's not the man he used to be.
Could be.
I mean, it was just a lucky thing that he got away from us last time. We could go back and finish the job. Pin it on Amor. People saw them fighting.
I mean, he is one of their legends. If he went down, their promotion would just be ripe for the taking.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a plan. Yeah, I like it. See, that's why you're my lieutenant.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, boss. Let's take 5, and when we come back, we'll have that thug roll move.
Well, I have a quick mechanics question. Are you muted or am I muted?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Would it be possible to have like a super quick rewind to the scene that I had with Estrella, where she asked me to like either like find out what's going on with, or what Amore's alibi is, or whatever. But in that scene, promise her that there's nothing that I wouldn't do to save this company for her, offering my protection.
I think that makes sense. Essentially, I think we can retcon that triggers for you to give you that hold.
Okay, cool. If that works for you,
Yeah. Let's check with Estrella. Are you cool with that?
That's fine.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. I just realized I have not used any of my playbook moves
Yes.
in either session, and I was like, oh, that's easy to remedy, maybe.
Maximo. Do you want to extract pain from Cristobal?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, knowing that he's back now, that would be a good way to strike against the promotion by hurting one of their biggest stars.
So you're definitely taking control of the situation. I don't think this is an easy job.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think we established that your crew was injured at all yet. So that would be a +2.
That is a 12.
That is a 12. So, Cristobal, where are you when the thugs catch you again? The same thugs that beat you up before. And you're maybe a little bothered by losing your mask. Where do they find you?
I think I'm back in the gym, right? Because even if I'm not, I know that if I'm not the mask, then that's not that's such a huge part of my identity as a wrestler. But if I'm not still Cristobal, then I'm nothing. And so I think they catch me back at the gym, maybe pushing myself, overexerting myself, sweaty, and the veins in my ears pumping, and just trying to shut out the world for a little bit. And I think I'm a little too effective at it when they come into the gym at 10:30, 11 at night.
Yeah, after hours, because you have the keys, so you can be in here. So yeah, they come and they roll on you. You get to choose 2 options from the thugs feature under Maximo's thing, which is target gives your crew what you're looking for, which is essentially to put you out of wrestling action. Crew beats up your target. Oh, actually, I would like to request, if I may, Cristobal, because this was requested last time. I think you have to be in the ring doing some rolls and tumbles and practice moves in the ring.
100%. And it's like the I'm taking the bump of if I were hip tossed, right? Or if I were anything that would that would drive me down into the mat. And I keep looking to the corner of the ring, am I going to go up and try that? And I think that when they get me, it's just as I've climbed to the corner of the ring post.
They grab you, they knock you down. They've got cheap street vendor masks that they've bought and pulled over, that look like a shark and a bat and whatnot. And they proceed to work you over in the ring. You get some good shots back in. But what are the 2 choices that you think happen there?
I want to understand this third one. The crew reminds your target where their loyalty lies.
Basically, it's the second part is the more important. You give up something of value to appease them.
What would appease Diego, Carlos, Emilia, and Sophia, Robert?
Something that they think Maximo wants.
Yeah, the only thing I can think is if you still had any of those papers that Estrella was showing you.
Once upon a time, I might have had those, but
yeah,
I sure don't.
You arranged a match that they don't know about yet.
That's true. Well, I think, you know what? I think I'm going to give you what you're looking for, which is beating me up enough that it's a really bad idea for me to wrestle in this condition.
What is the blow that lands that we hear the sound, like the crack of it, that we know, oh no, he's not going to be able to wrestle with that.
It's the sound of, like, the visual is the knee brace as it's like as they bend my leg around the ring post. The brace itself bends, and like once after they've left me in the ring, and I managed to get it off. I'm like I limp out of the gym, maskless and alone. And I will definitely mark a condition for this too.
What condition are you going to mark?
I marked cornered earlier. That I don't know if that was quite correct, but I think vicious is what I'm going to mark here.
I think that seems fair. Let's cut to Cazador. Cazador, who do you want to collide with?
Oh, Amor, for sure.
Okay. Where do you find Amor? In in their rage, in their meltdown, where do you find them?
Because I think Amor, unless I'm mistaken, you were looking for me as well, right?
Yeah.
Is it at Bruno's?
It's totally at Bruno's.
Bruno's, who's laying in the corner when you come in.
Yes.
Injured, hurt, papers scattered everywhere. He looks up, goes, no, Cazador, Amor is here.
And I totally ignore Bruno and just throw myself into Amor's arms, and I say, I don't know how I could have doubted you. It was Estrella all along. She wants to frame you for everything, and she's already started.
Oh my god. Oh, that's gonna play nicely into my meltdown.
Yeah, I was also trying to play in that direction. So please.
Are you expressing your love passionately?
Yeah, I totally am. I think I am here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I never should have doubted them. It was a setup all along.
Okay.
Am I dressed to impress? I don't think I am. I kind of came straight from the gym, so I don't feel like that's the case. Do you believe that I'm single, Amor?
Nah, you're cheating with Bruno.
Yeah. So all right. Am I in over my head? I feel like I definitely am.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll with Emir +1. Oh, so that's a 4 + 1, which gets me to a 5. But I have got here in my back pocket.
Oh, you're gonna use it?
The abuela's cry on my behalf. You may spend this to immediately have a moment of triumph and make a roll a 10+ after the roll. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and express my love to a 10+.
So, Amor, you have to give yourself to them or reveal a secret you shouldn't. On a 10+, you have to tell them whether you love them or not.
Oh, and I'm going to switch because this is the other thing that I do. My love is now going to be Amor, and my
Now, I am going to roll back here because you got a total of you got that 10 plus.
Yep.
Now, Amor still can't interfere with that.
That's true.
Because you do have that hard to pin down move, Amor.
Oh, I wonder if I should. No, it's what I want. It would be too meta.
I just wanted to check because I knew you had that resource, so I wanted to make sure we didn't get past that. So what do we see on screen? Amor, how do you react?
I think Amor is just ready to make a big statement. I think they walk in with like El Tigre's mask in hand, ready to like coerce Carmessi into paying attention to them and nothing else. And then they just get the confession, and it's just streaming tears of joy and just holding Carmessi in their arms and just like opening their heart. The meltdown for La Belleza says that they like just show their fragility to whoever they love the most and just do anything to be with them. And that's what's happening. It's just like, I was so alone without you, Carmes. You have no idea what I've been through. All I ever wanted was to be loved. And in your arms, I feel loved. I feel true love. I feel like I never want to be away from you again. Please, you have to help me.
The whole world is against you, but I'll stand by your side. Bruno and I, we're with you.
Bruno's coughing from his feeding.
I think, and I'm gonna play into the meltdown here. I think Amor turns to Bruno and says, "But there can't be the three of us, Messi. If you truly, really love me," and they pull out like to prove it. I know you've given your heart to Bruno as well, and I can't be that way. I just can't afford another betrayal. I need to know that it's true this time, that you won't turn your back on me ever again.
You're demand
what you deserve.
Here, aren't you? Yeah.
Are you offering something of value in return?
My love?
Well, I'm going to say no on that one, but definitely they love you in this moment. And definitely, you are the center of attention.
Can I offer an idea?
Sure.
You have El Tigre's mask. Do you know that El Tigre is their childhood hero?
I think I do.
Right. Got my he's that's right. Okay.
I think I hold it out.
Rolling it at a +3 because of your lustful.
All right. Yeah, but I think I do hold it up, and I hold it up with the knife, and I say, "You prove yourself to me, and I'll give you everything you've ever dreamed of." And I'm holding the mask up as proof.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Amor, please roll.
Oh, a 4 on the dice.
So that's a 7.
All right. A 7. Well, when I hit, you choose one, and I can't take any of the choices out.
What do you say to this, Casador? A knife, your childhood hero's mask, Bruno laying in the corner. But Amor, they've given themselves to you.
You know what? I think this is where it's all too much. And I just nod and kind of press 2 fingers to their lip and take the mask from their hand and turn and walk out the door.
But don't do what she asked?
I
Run
think
away.
Run away, take something from them. Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure exactly what was going on there.
Yep.
It's the other way around, actually. I take something from you because you ran away.
You know what? The who is making the moves and the they and the stuff like that. Oh, they run away, you take something from them. They choose one from the No, I'll concede. This is where we want to go with this. Also, this is like your whole meltdown is is basically like we got to start seriously making out in front of Bruno and see what that does to him. I think is what we need to have happen here.
But what about the knife? What about what she's asking you to do?
Oh, so sorry. So
she's asking you to finish off Bruno.
Oh, to kill Bruno.
There can only be 2 of you, not 3.
Got it. So you know what? That part of it, I just got past me as a player. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay. It's like she's handing me a knife and asking me to kill Bruno.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refuse and escalate. That being the case, I'm gonna refuse. And
what are you gonna mark?
How am I gonna escalate?
You've got some great choices there for your conditions.
I do. I'm very much cornered here, so I'm gonna mark that. And you know what? And like I look at him and I say, sorry, I look at them and I turn to Bruno and I walk up to Bruno and I just like hold the knife against their throat and I say, no, Bruno won't say anything. Will you, Bruno? Because you're in this as much as we are, aren't you?
I think, are you demanding what you deserve from Bruno?
No, because with my back to Amor, like my eyes are wide, like kind of like say yes, because then I don't have to kill you.
I think you're demanding.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna demand. All right. Oh yeah, because I'm offering him his life, aren't I?
Yeah.
And that's something of value. So
yeah.
All right.
He loves you.
Yeah. All right. So I'm offering something of value. He loves me. I'm in so far over my head right now.
Yes.
So that's +3. But when I'm cornered, it is a -2 to demand what I deserve. So
with a +1.
Yeah. So I'm rolling with +1. Let's see what we got here. 9 + 1 is 10.
On a 10, remove one of their options.
Oh man. I am going to remove they refuse.
I think they run. They run away, leaving behind those papers. You will see that the papers identifying Amor as Vincente's child, and Bruno runs out into the night, still a danger, still a threat, but escapes. I'm going to cut from there to Estrella.
So I think that Estrella is back at the Montenegro house, in that dark study with the fireplace, sipping a cognac, and has asked Sebastian to meet her there.
He's of course looking at his watch because it's not maybe an hour before he has to meet up with Maximo. Does that seem fair?
Mm-hmm.
Estrella, well, what is it that you want?
Sebastian, I thank you for joining me. I know that there are many other people you would prefer to be spending time with, other than your dear stepmother.
Wow, I'm just so worried about my sister.
As am I. And that's why I've called you here tonight. You see, I think there's some information that I need to share with you.
What kind of information?
let's not pretend that you and I have not fought long and hard over the future of the promotion. And I know that you disagree with my ways, but I hope you at least know that I have its best interests at heart and its survival as my main goal.
Go on.
This has always been framed as a competition between you and I. But I think you need to know there's someone else who is going to try to fight your claim for the throne.
And who is that?
A long-lost sibling who predates you and I together. And I slide the paperwork over, and it's the same cut of like the like Amor face, Vicente face match.
Amor? But how? Did Vicente know?
I don't believe so. The detective that I had looking into this says that it was almost completely impossible to trace this back. It's only through this DNA evidence that I've been able to certainly acknowledge that this is the truth.
What is it you want?
Sebastian, no matter what, this is a family affair, and we have been family for much, much longer. And I don't think that we should upset the balance. I'd like to keep this just between you and I.
Demand what you deserve.
So I am offering something of value, which is, a coveted position and, the threat of the neutralization of a threat.
Sure.
I don't think Sebastian will ever love me again.
No.
But I am definitely keeping my hands clean.
That seems fair. Let's have you roll.
That's an 11.
What choice do you want to take off the table?
They cannot refuse.
You will not have to worry about Amor. I will take care of her.
There is one more piece of information that I think might help you in your new endeavor.
Go on.
I've heard some rumors that the accident that involved Adriana was no accident, and I find it very suspicious that 2 Montenegros have been attacked in such a short amount of time, so soon after I've discovered this information.
Yes. It would seem to suggest a plot.
Amor has always been too smart for their own good.
When Amor is gone, we will cross blades again. Do not think this will clear anything between us.
I would not have it any other way.
He stands up. He says, wherever Cassador is, that is where Amor is.
Well, I am sure that you could very easily find them if you just checked the location of their phones. After all, they are company issue.
He nods and he heads out.
I'm going to turn back to the fire and I pull out my phone and I start texting, and I'm just like, I send a text to Cristobal and I ask, where are you? Things have taken an unnecessary turn.
Cristobal?
I think you get like a photo back Cristobal's knee wrapped in ice in bags that's just like taped all around it, but you can still see the bruises up his thigh in the corner of it. But it's just the image and no other text.
She gasps and then screams for a maid.
Let's come back to Amor.
Sure.
Amor, you've had this meltdown. You've had this encounter and this revelation and this love, and then Bruno took off, and you're there with Cassador, who has. There's still some distance between you.
I think Amor lets it slide that Bruno ran off for now, but they won't forget it. And we can just like skip over a night of passionate
Sure.
makeup sex if Caçador is still down with that.
Oh yeah. We'll just draw a veil over
And then
Yes.
yeah. And then I think like I'm not gonna say the next morning, so we're staying the same time frame. But I think Amor like approaches the issue while they're like covered in papers and like a rough blanket that was lying around at Bruno's. We just had sex at Bruno's place. And Amor says, I know you have a video that could incriminate me. And I need to explain to you that not all the allegations against me are false, but
and
I did what I did for a reason.
And like I do that thing where I just like press two fingers against your lips, right? And I say, it's okay. I know that it was Estrella that set you up. I heard her talking to Cristobal.
I think like Amor grabs your fingers and they say, yes, but there's also something else. I killed Vicente because he was coming for you. Dun, dun, dun.
And my eyes widen, and I say, what did I do to displease him? I was always, I did everything they asked.
That's the problem. He got off on, I don't know that word. He got off on people doing what he asked. He tried to make a move for me, and when I said I wouldn't have it, I heard him talking that you were the next person on the list.
But why? I'm no one. I'm not important.
But you're beautiful, and that's all that mattered to that monster.
So I think we are at the mislead, distract, trick moment here. Does that seem fair?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I think that's true. I want to establish that as truth, but it can be a lie as well.
Oh, okay, so that's a reveal of shocking truth.
All right.
Yeah, that's
However,
yeah.
Except you already have all of your conditions marked and you're already in meltdown.
Wait, I just finished my meltdown, so do I
Okay.
check them all?
Yeah.
So let's look how we do this. Okay.
Yeah, he should have cleared it all in that last scene.
Let's see. Condition passions. Told mark condition. When you mark condition, but I can just mark. You go into meltdown. You put the descriptive meltdown. Go to meltdown. You read the meltdown out loud and act according to the requirements. Yeah, I think you did complete the action of your meltdown. So clear all the conditions. You're right.
Yeah. Oh boy, here comes a flat roll.
Well, no, because you mark a condition, then roll.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna go with zealous. I'm like very determined to see this thing through.
Okay.
It's a 4.
That is a 4.
Can you use your La Madre?
It's to take hold of something. It doesn't really help me.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I had abuela.
Then I think that we have you there, Amor. We have Cassador here, and Amor, you're trying to reveal a shocking truth. Then I think that is the moment, as you're trying to talk to them, that we see Bruno again. And Bruno says, if I can't have you, no one can. And we see the gun go off. And I think you need to face certain death, Amor.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's totally cool. God damn it.
Can
I'm
I
gonna
act?
get that gun.
Can I act with desperation to throw myself in the path of the bullet?
Absolutely.
No.
Are you doing this for love?
Oh my god, yeah.
Okay. Are you doing this for vengeance?
No.
No. Are you in over your head?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Roll with +2.
All right, let me see what we got. 5 + 2 is choice.
I think Bruno fires twice.
Yeah.
And while neither of you are going to have to roll to face certain death, both of you have to mark 2 conditions as Bruno puts a shot into each of you and runs off.
That bastard.
Gosh. Who do we go to next for the revelation of that news? Is it Estrella? Is it Cristobal? Is it Maximo?
Maximo, you've been off screen for a little bit, and I want to I think I know what I want to do, but it sounded like you had a meeting or something with Sebastian set up.
Maximo, you're getting ready for your meeting. Sebastian calls you and says, "I'm not going to make it to the meeting. I have other business." Hangs up. And then 10, 15 minutes later, you get a call. There's been a shooting. Boss, there's been a shooting.
Where? Who? Is it
someone shot Amor and El Cazador? They're taking them to the hospital.
The hospital again? Diego, bring the car around. Let's go to the hospital and see what's going on.
And so Diego brings the car around, drives you to the hospital. You'll get there. They've rushed Carmisi and Amor, rushed both of them to the surgical theater, and they are being operated on right now. Estrella, you get there after Maximo does.
I think that I storm over to Maximo and I'm like, just what the hell do you think is going on here?
Somebody obviously has it out for you. I mean, Amor, they're one of your bigger stars.
Yes, it's so terrible, and not just Amor, but I've heard that Cristobal has been attacked as well.
I haven't even heard that yet. I was so distraught when I heard of the shootings.
Oh, Maximo, everyone around me is suffering. I don't understand what's going on.
I mean, I can protect you. I can protect your promotion. We just need to merge our 2 promotions together, and then you'll have all of my protection.
So you see, Maximo, I didn't want to talk to you about this so soon, but I do think that it is in the best interest of our promotions if we were to merge.
I agree, and let's not make any hasty, no haste to this, but now's the time to do it.
Oh, well, you see, it's already been done.
Oh.
And I'm going to use my scheme of seize property, which is choose a known property. You have secretly secured legal control of this property. When you move in to take it, the law will back you up.
Maximo, Estrella pulls out those papers, and you can see them. And I assume you're angry, right?
Oh yeah.
Did you want to spend that hold, Barry?
I do. And I think that the photo of my knee taken earlier, like it's all lit with like hospital fluorescent lighting. Right. And so like I came here and got it all taped up and whatnot. And so like as you're presenting this, Estrella, and talking about like how like a merger, specifically like a merger is the best way to protect the company. I think I walk into the room like behind the drawn bed curtain, and the camera lingers on Cristobal for a moment, as he like reaches his hand down to his waist, like he pulls up his sweatshirt, and you see the pearl handle of the pistol sticking out. Because I'm not sure where this is going, but
Okay.
but Maximo's not leaving this room unless he surrenders control of the company without issue.
Maximo, Estrella has you over a barrel with these papers. Cristobal is there. Amor and Casador are in the hospital. They're in surgery. What do you do, Maximo?
I think at this point I'm just distraught, and I grab Estrella by the shoulders and just, how could you do this? This was my promotion, my father's promotion. I love you. I thought you loved me.
Maximo, you're hurting me. I did what was best for everyone.
So Maximo, that's dangerous passion. That's your move, right?
Yeah.
So when you angrily express your love, make the roll to express your love passionately, but use the questions for strike out at someone with voice or violence. So have you caught them off guard?
I don't think so.
Okay. Have they just wronged you?
Oh yes, definitely.
And then you're trying to take control of the situation, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So roll with a +2.
That is a 7.
That is a 7. So on a hit, your target gives themselves to you or reveals a secret they shouldn't. What do you want, Estrella?
It's going to be a secret that they shouldn't. And I'm very happy to take suggestions from the others about what would be the thing that would be the absolute worst truth to discover right now.
The only thing I can think, because you've just taken over my promotion, which used to be my father's promotion, and maybe you and my father had something going at some point and set this all up way, way, way back.
I think. Oh my gosh. I think that I like that. I was originally going to just be like, sweet talk to all of your board members, but I'm going to you'll find, you know what it is? I'm wearing a necklace that used to belong to your mother that mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, I like it.
And then I reveal, I was just like, and I say, Maximo, I have always had a hand in the way that your promotion was run. You just never knew it.
No, that's impossible. I made all the decisions. I ran it just like my father did. I learned exactly from him.
Yes, and your father and I built in enough safeguards to make sure that you always thought that.
But what do I do now? And then I think at this point, Maximo is just like collapsed on the floor, like his nice suit is just getting dirty on the floor, and he has no idea what to do.
Cristobal, what is your take on this? So you see Estrella break Maximo.
I think I step out from behind the curtain, and I lower the gun, and I walk over toward Maximo, and I say, if you're going to be some sort of boss, you could at least act like one. Get up.
Well, at least I can walk, and then I get up and turn to face him.
And when you turn, I'll raise the gun back up, just bringing the barrel level with my hips, and just say, not so fast. Let's go for a drive, Maximo.
I don't know what you could even want from me. I have nothing left to give at this point.
On the contrary, Maximo, I expect you to remain very useful for the promotion.
Fine, I'll go for this drive, but tell no one where I
am. So I think I want to frame a scene of the two of us being driven by Diego, if that works.
What do you think, Maximo?
Yeah, I think the way it's framed, Diego's probably outside, and he obviously recognizes you because he's one of the ones that helped beat you up. And I think I walk out, alongside you, and maybe the gun's hidden for now, and I just kind of give Diego a nod, like I've got it under control.
Yeah, I've grabbed a white doctor's coat to drape over my arm, right? That falls in the wet pavement when we get out to the car. Oh no, I think that when I see Diego in the car, I definitely know, oh, these are your people. And so we get into the car. We're sitting in the back, and I lower the gun, and I say, "Do you understand now what it means to do business with Mrs. Montenegro?"
I do. Sometimes you have to be desperate. Take what you want.
She will take everything from you.
I can't let her get away with that, though.
Yeah, the caballero has not done well. Being a caballero. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Daryl. But what I think what I want to do with this scene is I want Maximo to use his use the thugs that he has at his beck and call to get my mask back, because this can't stand. So in the back of the car, I say, you you've seen how the business runs. You've seen what it is that it takes, not just knuckles and bumps, but to be truly manipulative. Be cautious of that. You've had your warning. Bring me back my mask. Amor has it, and we will call this even.
That's definitely demand what you deserve.
Yeah. I don't think that they love me in this moment.
No.
No, I don't think so.
No. I'm also cornered, so that's going to be less.
Yep.
And am I offering something of value in return?
I don't know if you are.
Yeah, like a lesson hard learned, I think, but I think that you would get that at the end of the barrel of the gun or not.
Yeah, aren't you offering not to shoot him right now?
I think like once we're in the car, I think like my demeanor becomes a lot more relaxed. I think that like the gun was like a show for Estrella.
So it seems to me like you're rolling with a -1 total.
Yeah, that works for me. That will be a 6.
That will be a 6. Maximo, there is that moment where you see your assistant. Who's your lieutenant again? What's his name?
Carlos.
Carlos looks and gives you the signal to jump out of the car. Do you jump?
Oh, yeah. Trust my boys.
Okay. And then Carlos guns the engine and it drives the car off a cliff.
Oh, Carlos is so loyal.
Cristobal, now you may make a face certain death roll.
Yes. Okay. I have 2 conditions, so I roll with that. That is a 13.
That is a 13. On a 10 plus, the audience chooses one from the list. Someone saves you just in time. You take a distinctive but sexy scar. Gain a permanent debility. Become a twisted, evil version of yourself. Suffer amnesia. Return with a new face. Wind up in a coma. Or wind up actually dead. Yeah, let's talk to the 2 hospitalized people and see what they think first.
So what's not happening? He's not getting his mask back, right?
Right.
Totally got to return with a new face, which means a new mask.
Are you good with that? Like he suffers injuries, he has to get a new mask to cover that? Louise, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the mask idea, but I think it's a bit of a cop-out. I want a full telenovela recast here. I want like another person and another mask. Like whole new identity, 2 new faces. Do you think that that's okay, Jim?
Yeah, that's fine. Like I'm cool with that.
Let's check in with our other 2 audience. Robert, are you cool with the damage to the face, the having to get reconstructive surgery, the new mask thing?
Yeah, I like it.
And Daryl, are you good with that?
I'm going to raise this alternative suggestion, actually. I think that Cristobal's gone through such a moral turmoil that becoming a twisted evil version of himself might be pretty interesting, especially because then he would be available for the rest of the session and not in a plastic surgery recovery thing for months on end.
That's a reasonable thing. I will leave it in Barry's hands. Now the audience has put things forward. From those choices, what are you comfortable with?
I think that the twisted evil version of myself with the new face, in terms of like both the mask and beneath the mask, I think that's great. I think that plays into the heel turn that poor Cristobal has been building himself up to.
Maybe sort of Dark Man style bandages for this right now.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Maximo, did your lieutenant survive the crash?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
So,
and yeah, I think as that car was going off the cliff, I assume they both die. I mean, that's all Maximo can think. So he just looks down and says, "Cristobal, tell my father when you meet him in hell, I said hello."
I'm going to hard frame us forward a week to Cristobal's funeral.
Oh no! The only thing found in the wreckage was the pearl handle of a pistol.
Exactly. So, Estrella, how have you arranged this? Casador is out of the hospital. Amor is out of the hospital. Maximo is still kind of in that position, but you know that Cristobal died in the course of this. What are you doing for this funeral?
Well, this is not just a company affair. We didn't just bankroll it because he was an employee or anything like that. Cristobal was truly the son that I never had. And so I am mourning him as such. And it is a decadent funeral. There are flowers everywhere. There are hundreds of people in and outside of the church.
And your daughter is there. She's recovered, but shaky. Sebastian is there. Your husband's, your ex-husband's wife, of course, still in the hospital because she's a tramp. So she's there. So we see you playing Grand Dame host to all of this. Casador, how are you feeling?
Man, while I was in surgery, my hero died. And I couldn't, I can't help but think that it was because he knew he'd rather die than go bad. That was that was what happened. That like he
And not because someone stole his mask? Just putting that in your head, but go on.
Yeah, no. It's like I think I would have insisted to him more that he be buried with his mask. So the scene of we can even have me placing the mask down over the, it's closed casket, of course, because of how horrible everything was, but of me placing the mask down on the casket where his face would be, and tossing the first handful of dirt on so that it lands on the mask. I'm clearly just devastated by this.
And what is the physical sign we see of you of the injuries that you took?
I've got an eye patch.
Of course. I like that. One of the bullets fell, hit. We don't know exactly.
Grazed my temple, and so now I've got an eye patch and stuff like this. And yeah.
Amor, what do we see of you in this?
I think It's like a parallel to the first funeral where Amor is just like scantily dressed, but very upset, at least on the outside. And they're just going along. They really don't care that much that Crucible died, allegedly, because they were in a good place. They're just playing along, so Caçador still loves them. But I would like to make a power move, and I wonder if it's okay to use my La Madre card to take over the company.
Ooh. La Madre, spin to take definite hold of something that was already established in previous festivals. Well, let's check in. Maybe we can negotiate towards that. What do you think, Estrella? I know you have that as part of your moves that we've already activated. I don't want to necessarily undercut that. Is there something that maybe Amor could take a hold of from you of the company?
So I think that in order to do that, so it would be pretty cool if there was a new will found, because that's the way it always goes. It's like there's a new will, and it says that any child of Vicente has equal stake in the company.
Do you like that, Amor?
I like that a lot, and I think I like, as I leave Caçador to put the mask on the casket, I move towards Estrella, and then I look at Sebastian, and he's looking at me, and then we fall like in step, and we approach Estrella at the same time, and then we exchange a look with Ava, and then the three of us look at you and say, "We found a new will. We're all owning this company together. We're all getting out from under your wing. You've done your time, Estrella. It's time to move on."
And then I think it's like that moment where security shows up and removes me from the funeral. And like it's that moment where it's like, you can't do this to me. I've built everything here. Everything this land stands on, I built with my hands. And I'm like screaming as I'm like dragged away from the funeral.
And we definitely see Ava torn. She's still your daughter, and yet she's reveling in the downfall. Maximo, do you go to that funeral?
I think I do. I think I go to the funeral, if nothing else, just to, I don't know, to network.
Mm-hmm. You still have some pull, you'll still have some lease. And what is your reaction when you see that? When you see the three Montenegros, now four of them now, three of them gang up on Estrella?
Well, it makes my job a little bit harder because I was hoping, to pull them together to go up against Estrella to get my company back, and now my company is all of their company.
So what would you do?
So I think I would approach them and
probably the one that that you'll see first is Amor and Caçador.
I hate to be seeing you both on such a hard time, but I've just heard the news about your ownership of the promotions, and you're gonna need somebody experienced to manage those. That's a lot of work.
That's why there's three of us. I've spent my whole life on the ring. Sebastian has studied under his father, and Ava knows her mother better than everyone. So I think we'll be okay, Maximo.
And you've already managed quite enough, haven't you, Maximo?
Well, You know, I've done some things.
And
I've made my share of mistakes.
And I walk over from the grave, and as I do, I pull Bruno's cell phone out of my pocket. And this is where I'm going to reveal a shocking truth about another.
All right.
All right.
Mark a condition.
I will mark my 4th condition, which puts me into meltdown to do this.
Well, when you go mark the 5th.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It happens when I mark my 5th. But I'll be rolling with +4, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
So I am now also introspective, and so 10 plus 4 gets me to 14.
So choose 2.
All right. So hang on. Sorry. Let me roll over to the flashbacks here. All right. On a hit, the news is staggering. Before acting against me, they have to act with desperation. I have unequivocal evidence that this is true. And I think I'm going to introduce a shocking new character who has my back.
And who is that?
I think it's got to be a former employee of Maximo's who he just disposed of like garbage.
Like we see maybe Sophia, one of the gang that we've seen on screen as a secondary person.
Yeah. Sure.
She steps up, and you know that they have the goods.
And you know what? You know what? If it's Sophia, she just pulls a little like pocket MP3 recorder out of her pocket and plays the tape of Maximo handing Bruno the gun and telling him that he will always have a job if he just does this for him. And that it was Maximo gave Bruno the gun and ordered him to murder us. Well, specifically ordered him to murder Amor. But to make sure there were no witnesses.
Let me cut away from the staggering back of Maximo to Cristobal. Estrella has been dragged off by security. Maximo being confronted by Amor and Casador. When the camera finally comes back to you, your bandaged state, where do we see you?
Would it be too much of a stretch for there to be like a bunch of wrestling fans outside of the funeral home?
Oh no! Estrella definitely wanted to have a massive performance here for Cristobal's funeral.
Yeah,
she went all out for your funeral.
There are all these people outside, and they've got posters and signs and stuff. Some of them have old signed headshots of Cristobal. And as I'm stumbling through here, realizing what's happening, and I'm bandaged and hobbled. I think the first time that I see my own photo in someone's hands, I snatch it out of their hands and I break the glass to pull the photo out and say, "This is not my face," and I crumple it up and I drop it on the pavement, and continue kind of pushing my way through the crowd in order to get into the building, and when I see another big sign or whatever, I'll rip it out of some poor 12-year-old kid's hands and just and tear it in two, saying, "This is not my face," and come into the like. I think I want to try and get into the funeral.
Absolutely. Let's have you act with desperation.
Yeah. So what situation do I want to avoid?
Security dragging you away?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Am I doing this for love? Oh no. Am I doing this for vengeance? Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Am I handling things head on and without guile?
I think so.
Okay. So that'll be +2. That is an 8.
That is an 8. I don't think you're going to make it into all the way into, say, where all of that is going on with Amor and Cassador, but I do think you will collide with security dragging Estrella out. Estrella, is that okay? So yeah, you see these people manhandling Estrella, who's put on this gorgeous funeral for you.
Oh, This is the worst outcome. Oh, it's bad. I think that when I see that it's her, and when I see that it's that they're dragging her away and they're dragging me away. I look like a completely unhinged fan or something here. Like I probably bloodied my hand when I broke through that picture frame. And I think that I'm content to let them take me where they're taking me, because maybe that's where they're taking her.
Yeah, they drag both of you outside. Estrella, you're being dragged outside. Now they're dragging you along with, like, they've also got a hold of this angry vagrant, bandaged vagrant, bloody-handed vagrant, and it looks like they're going to throw both of you out into the street.
I think that at that point, what I do is you know what I do? I look the security guard like square in the eye, and I don't know if it's okay to take this liberty, but I'm basically going to like guilt him into like letting me go. I'm going to be like, "Do you remember when your daughter was sick and we stretched the limits of your insurance to provide additional care for her? I will not be thrown out on the street as if I am someone who has not done any good in this world."
Let's have you demand.
I'm not offering anything of value in return.
Or do you think this is striking out?
I think this is probably striking out.
Yeah, I think actually that makes more sense. They've definitely wronged you. You've definitely caught them off guard.
I'm not keeping my hands clean. It's very much an emotional power move. So
let's have you roll with a +2.
Well, that's a 12.
On a 10+, you can take something from them or avoid marking a condition.
Let's see. I'm going to let me look at what my conditions are. I'm going to surreptitiously snatch the gun from his holster.
Absolutely. You got a hold of the gun, and Cristobal, you see that they've let Estrella go.
Are you like leaving the scene with that? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to like get back in. I'm gonna go like down like the side of the like it through the staff quarters.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the hallways.
Awesome.
Because I'm tracking. Like I don't even look at you. I just like I tuck the gun into my clutch and then like slip down one of the hallways, and I'm gonna worm my way back up to the front of the chapel where Amor is.
Yeah. As you're doing that, like as you're just starting to slip away, like I think I call after you in a voice that's barely that hasn't been used since I've been in surgery, and it's raspy and unrecognizable. But this voice calls out that Estrella, this is the way you treat you only treat people like family when they die. First the way that you treated Vicente, now this. And I would love to strike out in this way.
Okay. I think you have caught her off guard. Does that seem reasonable?
Totally.
Have they just wronged you?
No, she wronged me for like a long time beforehand. No, she's trying to make good now in the afterlife, but
Are you handling things head on?
you tell me.
What do you think, Estrella?
I don't think this is head on. You're not speaking from your like true position. You know what you look like. So
Sure. Okay. So +1 and then another one because of my condition.
Yeah. So roll +2.
Cool. That's a 5.
That's a 5. I think, Cristobal, that as you shout that out, and you will see Ava step up and kind of intercede in the way for her mother, and she screams and points at you, and the guards think that you've attacked them, and they drag you to the ground screaming.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And your daughter came out of nowhere to defend you, Estrella.
I think that
Mi madre, please come back.
it's like, and I just clutch her hands and I'm like, no, mi corazón. They do not want me there. They do not appreciate what I have done for them. They do not know how I have worked so hard to protect them from all of the cruelties of this world. And I'm processing my feelings out loud.
Please. Barry, are you rooting for her?
Are
you
always?
Always.
I was pumping my fist just because I'm like I'm animated, but yeah, like you know what? I could not keep my reaction to myself, so yes.
Sure. Jim, are you rooting for Estrella?
Not with that gun, no.
Not with that gun, no. Louise, are you rooting for Estrella?
I am. She tried so hard.
Okay. What about you, Maximo? What about you, Robert?
Yeah, I think so, because at this point, she's the Montenegro who is currently wronging me the least.
Okay. So roll with a +3.
All right, let's find out. That's a 14.
All right. On a hit, choose one and take +1 ongoing, and then you get to set a scene.
What's that? The audience tells me how to bring Amor to justice.
I mean, there's ample evidence. You just gotta get the police to convict them or something. They have done like at least 2 crimes, maybe 4.
You need to bring that evidence to the detective, right?
Yeah, and Bruno's still out there. Bruno knows everything.
Yeah,
Bruno's been
I feel like locate Bruno is a,
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I do is like I'm processing my feelings out loud and I'm talking about how I've given everything and I know everything about everyone and I've protected all of them from all of the secrets that they hold so like precariously in their hands. And the only person who knows as much as I do is Bruno. And I turn to Ava and I say, Ava, there is a way to fix this, and if you help me, I promise I will not shut you and Sebastian out. But we cannot allow everything that our family has worked for to be destroyed by that usurper.
Where do you find Bruno? Because you rolled the 10+, you get to set that scene immediately.
Bruno is at the hospital because they were hoping to catch Carmesi before they were released from the hospital. And like I find them just like slumped over. Like they have a company phone, so that's really how I found them. But I found Bruno because he had like a bouquet of flowers and he was like trying to
Mrs. Montenegro. What are you doing here?
Bruno.
Be at the funeral?
I think there's something more important right now than mourning the dead, and that's protecting the living. And I need your help for that.
Demand what you deserve.
Well, I am offering something of value in return.
Revenge? Yeah.
I don't think Bruno loves me, although maybe like moved to like devotion in this particular moment could be a sell.
Well, you'll get a +1 for the something in return. You'll get the +1 ongoing for your process.
Mm-hmm. And then I feel like there is nothing cleaner than like laying all of the secrets out on the table.
Let's have you roll.
And that is a 13.
I'm going to cut from that scene to just at the tail end of the funeral. The celebrations have been going on. Estrella's gone from the funeral. Ava's gone from the funeral. People are toasting you, Amor. They're toasting you, El Cazador, who's with them. And then as that goes on, there's a noise in the crowd, and you will see Detective Velasquez and a number of police officers coming through the crowd, and they will come up to where you two are at.
Oh boy. Detective, I didn't realize you were on the guest list for this event.
Well, it's quite the little fete you've got going on here today.
Yes, it would be a shame to spoil it, don't you think?
Well, I don't think I'm the one who spoiled it necessarily. Cazador nods to you.
I nod back nervously.
Amor Delgado, you are under arrest for the murder of Vicente Montenegro and for the attempted murder of Mrs. Montenegro.
This is absurd, Detective. How many times are you going to arrest me in vain? This is persecution.
So if I could interject, I think this would be the perfect time for me to use my revenge move. And he'll pull out the cue ball.
Why don't you come quietly?
Oh boy. I want to make something drastic and stupid.
Carmisi, you're welcome to ride with them.
I'm gonna flash back to preparations.
Okay. Did you have plenty of time to do so? What kind of preparations are we talking here?
I mean, I was in a hospital for a while, so I don't think I had time to do it.
Sure. Did you have someone looking out for trouble?
Caçador, were you helping me?
Let's say yes.
Okay, so that's a +1.
All right. Let me see if I have any minuses for my many conditions. No, I don't. Awesome. So close. I got a 6.
So those handcuffs snap shut on your hands. And they are going to put you into the police car. And the detective looks at you, Caçador, and says, you can ride with them now, but your better choice is to stay here.
I want to try and spot something out of place.
Okay.
Is he is something like I'm a little worried that this is going to be a one-way ride that they're taking him on.
Okay. I don't think you've been intimate. I don't think you're free of other distractions. You are in over your head.
Yeah, and I've got 4 conditions marked.
So you've got a +1 to it. So +2.
So I'm going to roll it +2. 11 + 2 is 13.
So what are your 2 questions?
My 2 questions are, what is he planning?
He knows that you know about what's going on, and he's trying to give you a chance to disentangle yourself, to walk away, to maybe get yourself right. That if you ride with her, he's going to have to charge you with something.
Okay. How could I get him? How can I get him to arrest Maximo right now too?
You could just accuse Maximo. You know, I mean, you could make that accusation.
Yeah. And I say, and I think I say, no, I won't ride with them. I know that they're innocent, but but you know who's not. It's a good thing you brought a lot of your men. And I play whatever. And I just play the tape for him.
Maximo, suddenly things were going your way, and then suddenly this accusation is leveled at you.
There's no telling who's on that tape. That could be anybody. There's people all the time who want to be like me. I mean, I have my fans. I mean, there's lots of Maximo impersonators out there. That could be anybody.
Well, then we'll figure that out, Mr. Valentin. But for the moment, if I could have you quietly come with us.
Of course, I have nothing to hide.
They'll put you in the car, and they will shut those doors, and the tape, the billiard ball, the papers, all of that together.
Are they totally in the same squad car sitting next to each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Please. Well.
What do you say to to Maximo Amor.
I don't remember requesting an Uber pool. No, but seriously. How the mighty have fallen, haven't we, Maximo?
I mean, you're one to talk. If you'd only signed that contract with me all those years ago, this could have all been different.
Well, we'll see how it shakes out. I can see it, you know. Amor degollado. Out of jail after 10 years, back into the ring. I mean, life is a planning game. You just gotta think ahead.
We'll see about that.
I think we have to move to epilogues. Cassador. What happens?
Wow, man. Can you come back to me? I want to hear what other people say. I'm the employee, so I kind of want to know sort of where things stand before I jump in.
Amor.
I think that it's such a big mess that Amor managed to get away with community service because the guy providing the evidence, Shutter, is a known hacker and was in love with their love interest. So we know that this is not a reliable witness. And he was commissioned by the woman that didn't like them in the first place. Like, what court is gonna buy that? All the people involved here are dirty.
So people know you did it, but you get off?
Yeah, like some people like me for it. I leak to telenovela BuzzFeed that I did it because the guy was an abuser, and then I just like become this love or hate kind of celebrity.
Because you're a terrible person? Yeah. All right. I think that's fair. Maximo.
I think there is enough proof against him showing that he did commit these crimes. But I also think that enough people in his former promotion didn't exactly like being taken over by the Montenegros. So he's basically contacted these, rebellious employees and is kind of operating a new promotion from prison. And while in prison, also just kind of becoming sort of a crime boss within the prison. And so they've got like an outlaw lucha league.
Oh yeah, a lucha underground, so to speak.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yes.
I like the idea of that. That seems perfect. What about for Cristobal?
So in the weeks following Cristobal's funeral, there's a vigil at his tombstone for like the first many nights, right? And we see a figure moving in the shadows, like around the trees, waiting for like people to leave. And when the last holdout has finally left the gravesite, we see like the extreme close up on these bandaged hands exhuming the earth, digging through the grave to pull out the El Tigre mask, and the final shot is of the mask held upside down with dirty bandaged fingers sticking through the eye holes and the mouth hole.
Nice. Estrella.
After all of the controversy that the promotion has weathered, after losing almost half of our employees because they didn't want to be associated with us, and losing the other half from the Valentine promotion because they rebelled and started their own promotion, the Montenegro promotion had to really come together. It was the thing that finally healed the wounds between Sebastian and Estrella, and the two of them with Ava worked to bring the promotion back to its former glory. But not without their own trials and tribulations, especially because late one night, as they're finally wrapping up business for the night, they are getting up to leave the boardroom, and then a door swings open, and then a man who looks just like Vicente walks in.
So with that same gesture, that same swagger they had before. Excellent. And Casador.
So I think that yeah, that it's that rival promotion that sprung up to sorry, names. I'm with names. What's the other promotion? That's in competition with the Montenegro.
I don't think we really gave it a name.
Okay. But anyways, like I go to the Valentin promotion, yeah. We see me with the mask I took from the star of the Montenegros there. And I am, I'm their star wrestler. Kind of one by one, boom, taking everybody down and stuff like this. And I think the last, yeah, and I think I suspect that the last scene is probably of, me in the ring, waving at the fans and stuff like this, when the door is thrown open and a guy with bloody hands wearing a mud-smeared mask strides down the hall towards the ring where I'm standing there like this. Assuming you're okay with that, Barry.
Oh, yeah, I've waited with it.
That is perfect. And that is the end of that episode, probably the end of that season. And the end of our session. Thank you all very much. A lot of turns there for me. That was sharp. Let's just do a quick roll around stars, things you want to point to, things that you dug, moments from this session or any of the other ones. I just want to say, this is so much fun. I love all these characters. I hate all these characters. They are great. Once again, I love where everybody took things, and I just had a dynamite time. Jim, stars you want to throw?
Yeah, I mean this was wonderful, but what was it exactly Rob said about something like, what did he say? There's plenty of Montenegros. What's one more?
Yeah,
that was just like that was awesome. That was like the most sociopathic thing that we had in these 3 hours, and just like Maximo. So that was Maximo.
Yeah.
Is what that was. So yeah, that's my definitely my favorite moment from the game.
That was sharp. Louise?
Well, I gotta start Barry's slow descent into evil, culminating in the car crash. It was just so good. I loved it so much. And like a combo star with you, Lowell, for like taking everything we were given and just flowing it into like a very cohesive plot. That's the hard thing to do with all the plot threads that we had.
This is fun. I will say this is a game that does bring those things together in a way that some of the other ones don't. It does feel like it naturally pushes those together, and it did hold. Like it was, yeah. Robert?
I mean, I definitely want to give a star to everybody who took part in just the downfall of Maximo. Just, oh man, the way that the screws got put to him. It was just one thing after the other after the other. But also, I mean, Estrella for the hospital scene. I mean, I love a good dramatic hospital scene. You got to have that.
Yeah, that was really good. We got a lot of the nice tropes that we wanted to get on the table tonight, which I appreciate. Barry?
Like stars to everyone for like all of the like bananas set up. Like special thanks to Jim for filling in for me like last minute last week. I'm so glad that we were able to like also get to see Carmesi and Cristobal in scenes together tonight. So like I was super into that, and like I am just so thankful for all y'all for this. And like Daryl, I don't know how you do dialogue, man. Teach me.
Really good. Really good. Yeah.
I should also just go out of my way, Lowell, to say thank you for adding me as a 5th player this evening.
Oh,
you didn't have to do that, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you.
No, you brought so much to the table. I mean, I couldn't have not done it. It was just worked so well. So, and yeah, I do want to back up Barry. Daryl, so good with you. The voices of your characters come through so strongly, so well, just really sharp. Actually, everybody's, but just Daryl, I'm going to give you last word.
Well, first of all, well, thank you so much for doing such an excellent job with emceeing this game. I'm wary of when like you have 5 players because that's a lot of spotlight to share and to juggle, and you've done it so well tonight. I did not feel like anybody was like sidelined or anything at all. Like everyone was just like all present, all there, all the time. It was so great. I'm also just really loving this group's cohesion. Like everyone just like rolled with it, especially as we've kept mixing it up. I loved like the insane ups and downs that everyone's characters went through. Like everyone was like highest highs, lowest lows the entire time. And like, especially I just loved like the whole Estrella taking away the company only to immediately have it taken away from her and then dragged out of a funeral kicking and screaming, which is just chef's kisses all around. Yeah, this was I would watch this show.
Oh yeah,
constantly.
Yeah, good stuff. I really love Pasiones. I think this is a great game. It's super fun. We had a great group. So overall, 10 out of 10 for me tonight. For terms of my, I had a 10 out of 10 for running it. You know, like I enjoyed every moment running it, which it's so good, so good. Thank you all very much, and I will see you all later. I'm not really running much in July, but I'll be back in August and so on. So I will see everybody then. I'm going to stop the broadcast.